Hello, and welcome to Appleton Engaged. I'm your host, Timber Smith, DEI coordinator for the city of Appleton.
And I'm your co-host. I'm Brianna McCooley, and I work in the health department.
Appleton Engaged is a podcast that explores the many people, organizations, and resources that make our community a great place to live, work, and play. So whether you're a longtime resident or just getting to know Appleton, join us as we learn more about our community together.
And we've got a great guest with us today. We're really excited to talk about what programs she's involved in. Yes.
Today's guest is Fanni Xie. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. This is one of those things I need to do better, where I should ask how to say the name before we do the interview. All right, Fanni. Fanni is the president of NEWCA. The NEWCA stands for the Northeast Wisconsin Chinese Association. How are we doing today?
We're good. Oh, I'm so good. How are you guys doing? It's raining outside, though.
It is raining outside. A little gloom, but there's brightness in this space.
That is true.
Facts. Okay, let's jump in. Fanni, please tell us about yourself and your association with Appleton in the Fox Cities region.
Sure. So I actually came to Appleton area about 5 years ago. I actually born and raised in China, and I came to the United States when I was a teenager. I started school in the United States for about 1 or 2 years, and then I decided to join the United States Army, where I serve as a behavioral health specialist, which I work with psychologists, psychiatrists, social workers, and we are helping the soldiers with mental health problems or PTSD. I end up deployed to Afghanistan for a year. I did learn a lot about behavioral health, and the military life teach me a lot of experiences that I'm really value and honored to have. So after my service in the Army, I moved to the area in Fox Valleys, and I continued my school as a behavioral health specialist. I actually got a bachelor degree in psychology and continue work with kids or elderlies or service members or veterans in behavioral health field. But later, it was COVID. I was working for an agency who help kids with autism, but it's really hard to put a mask on a kid's face, especially they're autistic. So I lost my job because the agency was dissolved during COVID time. And at that moment, it actually makes me to rethink my career path and my life goals. So I made a little switch. I did study the social worker program in UWGB. And later I decided that I want to open a small business. And right now that takes where I am right now. There's 2 decisions I made during COVID time. One is I opened Uni Bubble Tea, which is an Asian pop culture immersive food and drink place, because I believe the fast way for someone to learn about culture is food and drink. The other decision I made is I became the president of the Northeast Wisconsin Chinese Association.
Well, first, let me just say, Fanni, thank you for your service. We appreciate that. And then I'm going to say, thank you for those yummy teas. Because if you haven't gone, you're missing out.
It's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Okay. So please tell us about the Northeast Wisconsin Chinese Association.
Sure. It was amazing journey where, how the organization can get where we are today right now, because it was founded about 40 years ago by a group of Lawrence professors. They are actually the first Chinese Americans immigrated to the Fox Valley area. So they founded this organization in the goal of connect with each other, share their cultures, share their traditions, and then to have form of social club, they can get together and celebrate their holidays and celebrate their traditions together. And then later, the Chinese American populations has grown a lot since we have big corporations hiring more talents into the area. We have university accepting international students, and we have more immigrants taking on interest in the area and moved over here. And the organization grew bigger and bigger. At one point, I think we have 300 families around the area to join us. So the Northeast Wisconsin Chinese Association is really a community-focused nonprofit organization that we strive to preserve and celebrate the Chinese or Asian American culture, traditions, languages, business, and charities in the Northeast Wisconsin area. So we are not only serving Fox Valley area, but we're serving the whole Northeast Wisconsin, and we had great relationship with the Medicine Association and the chambers in Milwaukee. So no matter where we are, if you need help, we're able to connect you with the resource that you need. So the NEWCA has been an essential pillar of supporting local Chinese Americans, and it is the only organization in the kind in Northeast Wisconsin that I know of, yes. So our mission, there's essentially 3 missions that we have. So first one is the cultural awareness. We have our cultural departments that foster cultural exchange and understanding between the Chinese or Asian Americans and the wider community. We promote multicultural awareness and appreciation through the sharing of our rich cultural heritage. We have been performing, we have performers with Chinese traditional dance, lion dance, dragon dance. Through those performances, we have been communicate with the wider community who we are and show them how beautiful our culture and tradition and history is. The other mission we have is empower and support. So NEWCA is dedicated to serve the needs of Chinese or Asian American children, youth, adults, and families. And we're providing social, culture, business, and education programs. We actually have like interpretation programs that if you need a lawyer, you need a doctor, you need to talk to local agencies, government resource. If you don't speak the language, you can contact us. So we can help you to go connect with the interpreter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then even, if you're students, you want to apply for university and you have problem with your resume, personal statements, we can use our expertise and help you to translate or help you to, empower your identity as a Chinese or Asian American to get the position that you want. Sometimes we understand for law enforcement or people have illegal issues or mental health issues, they experience that cultural barrier that it's hard for them to explain to other people, and we can help with that. We can help educate those agencies, companies, or organizations about cultural competency and where we come from to learn more about our cultural background and family dynamic. The other important mission we have is to really connect. We want to become a bridge that building more diversity and inclusive community. We want to connect Chinese Americans, Asian Americans with government agencies, other ethnic groups, and organizations. That's why we've been building this huge network. We can, pinpoint what you need and point you to the right direction. If you need health insurance, if you need welfare, if you are having legal problem, we can point you to the right direction in the community so you can connect it to break the barriers that we have.
That's great. That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot.
I'm wondering if you could tell us a little bit about, like, okay, so you're the president. Who else is helping you to do all of that? And then also, like, who exactly are you serving?
So we have a board of 9 people that's currently on our board. We do have our vice president, which is Lindsay Roque. And she and I has been working full-time for this organization, although we have our other day jobs. But this is our passion to service the community, to bring our culture to the community. And our board, which they work in different environment areas in Fox Valley. And they have been contribute a lot, whether it's fundraising or connecting to other organizations or seeking opportunity to perform or even connect to the schools. If they have kids in the school and they're having cultural program, they will contact us so we can come out to play. So everybody in NEWCA is contributing a little to our whole organization. So really, our organization is funded by families, by members, run by the members, and we service the members.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Are there, well, NEWCA, so it sounds like NEWCA existed, was strong at a point. Life happened, COVID happened
Right.
to all of us. And now there's a reemergence of the organization. Has NEWCA had time to form any signature events or things that they plan on regularly doing?
Sure. So NEWCA during COVID time, like many other organizations, have ceased all activities during that time. And then after COVID, I kind of stepped forward. NEWCA has always been having a Chinese New Year celebration every year. Whether it's bigger or small, it's going to happen. But for COVID, this is the first time in 40 years it stopped for like 3 years. And people are really disappointed because this is the most important day of the year that Chinese people celebrate. Not even only Chinese people, but a lot of Asian countries celebrate the Lunar New Year too. That's why the first event we have organized is the New Year's party, which in this year, January. And they gave me about 2-3 months to organize this big party. My vision is that I don't want to make this party just for Chinese American or Asian Americans. I want everybody in the community to come and participate and learn about what Chinese New Year is, how we celebrate, most importantly, taste our authentic Chinese food. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have been open the admission to everybody in the valley. And then eventually we welcome almost 500 participants in our event. It was a great success. And we have provided, of course, the delicious food. It's all family cooked. Every family bring a big tree. And then the families are coming from different regions of China. And there's the cuisines are different. So it's a great combination of cuisines presented in that big dinner. And we do have traditional performances. And most importantly, we have a small market where it's a tradition in China before New Year. Everybody get on the street and sell what they have to buy what they have. So it's a representation of that tradition.
I was really impressed. I got an opportunity to stop into the event, and oh my God, it was packed, and the participation was just this amazing amount of community participation. All sorts of people were participating, and that was fantastic. Like it was more than a cultural event; it was a community event.
Yes,
and I thought that was powerful.
Yes, I think in China, whenever we have the family meals in New Year, we sit in the big table together. So we kind of set up all these tables, and we encourage people to sit with people they don't know so they can talk to each other. It's like a big community connection moment.
I like that it happens around a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about the market? So you said people sell things and then they buy things. What kind of things were they selling and buying?
Sure. So I'm a small business owner. I'm always want to encourage other small business owners to participate in multiple events. And this is an event we put out that open to every small business in the area. That if you have something handmade and crafts, arts you want to sell, you can come over and set up a booth. So we don't only have Chinese Americans to set up their booths and crafts. We have all other small vendors there to sell their stuff. And then we have invited someone far away, which is from Warsaw. I don't know if you know, Warsaw, the most famous thing from Warsaw is ginseng. And that's an important thing for Chinese culture. And we have an education booth there to introduce you what is ginseng. You can even try the water and learn about the health benefits. So there's the education part of that market. And then we have local members who made traditional Chinese snacks, something called zhongzi. So it's usually eaten during the time of Dragon Boat Festival, made by sweet rice. But we presented it in the new year so people can taste something they never had before, just experience it. And we do sell, and we have a calligraphy booth where we show the arts of calligraphy and people can learn how to write their name in Chinese. It's just a combination of fun and interactive activities, and at the same time you can support local business there too.
Well, since you mentioned interactive activities and dragon boat races, I think there's one event we haven't talked about yet.
Mm-hmm.
So can you please share with us a little bit about what I'm hoping will become another annual event from NEWCA?
Sure. So NEWCA is organizing the Northeast Wisconsin Dragon Boat Festival, which is scheduled for Saturday, September 16th this year. And then first, I think I need to talk about what is Dragon Boat. So Dragon Boat has a history more than 2,000 years in China. Wow. It was an ancient folk ritual that became an international sport in 70s. I'm thinking, I did some research before I came over here. I think the Olympic is actually considering make it become like an official sport in the Olympic. So the Dragon Boat Festival has gained a lot of attention and interest in America, and there's hundreds of professional dragon boat teams that travel to compete each year. And there's a couple dozen of Dragon Boat festivals around America each year. And city of Oshkosh used to have Dragon Boat Festival for 10 years before 2016, but they stopped for a while. And I think since it's originated in China and we are obligated to bring it back. And then that thanks to Timber, because he told me about the festival we used to have. And I know that this area must be fit for the competition. And that's what gave me the idea to restart it.
Can I ask a question about the actual boats?
Yeah.
What kind of boats? I mean, where are they coming from? Do people need to bring their own boats, or are they coming? I have no idea.
Right? Because these things are huge.
Yeah.
You build your own boat on the side. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm like, that's like a full-time job on the side.
If you could have seen the face.
Yeah. Dragon Boat, the official regular dragon boat have 22 people on a boat. So you can imagine how long the boat is. And if you have seen any images of Chinese dragons, you would know it's a long dragon, right? So it represents the dragon's body. You're sitting on the dragon's body, and there's a dragon head and dragon tail. So 22 people, and one people will be in the behind steering the directions, and one people, which is the most important role of the team, is drumming. So everybody will roll following the drum. So that's kind of like a boat director
Right.
position in that boat.
Keep the chaos down.
Yes. 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 So the dragon boats we're trying to do right now, it's nothing professional. Like we do have club boats where they travel from outside the states. We're like officially a tri-state event now because we have dragon boat team from 3 different states now.
Awesome.
They are traveling to compete para professionally, so they are really good. It will put on a really good show for the audience, entertaining the audience to see what Dragon Ball is. But we do still have community divisions where people may not know or even did Dragon Ball before. We provide training a week before the events, so everybody have a feel what it is like. So it's more about participation, teamwork, and outdoor and recreation than just, competing with each other. It's just a fun event to be in with. Yeah, so we also trying to put on veteran boats, and we do have 3 cancer survivor boats too.
Wow.
So we're going to have a cancer survivor ceremony. It's going to be emotional and beautiful. So
And how many different boats are you planning on being there?
right now, currently, we have about 20 teams that sign up for the event. Yeah.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah. But besides the race, it's more than just a race. It's a festival. It's a big cultural festival. So we have other parts of the festival that people probably want to come to participate. So the first part, of course, the global market, the same with, New Year event. We invite small business to come over to set up a booth. Of course, we have food trucks, we have drinks. We are going to have authentic food from all over the world, which people can taste and try. And we have local crafts and arts participant in there to showcase their products, to most importantly, make revenue for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other part would be the performances. We have invited a lot of cultural performance. We have youth orchestra, we have Chinese traditional dance, of course, the classic dragon and lion dance, kung fu demonstration. The most importantly, we have interactive activities like we have a Tai Chi master going to lead all the audience to do Tai Chi. We have a Hawaiian dancer who's going to lead the public to do Hawaiian dance together. So it's really engaging interactive activity within the festival. And the last part will be Affinity Fair, where we invite big corporations, government agencies, nonprofit organizations to set up booths to promote themselves. But most importantly, we don't want them just standing there to hand out flyers. We encourage them to come up with some kind of cultural activity, so like, calligraphies or dumpling making, so they can learn something at the same time, learn about their organizations.
That's engagement is powerful and is everything. Fanni, can you please share a narrative that will help our listeners understand the importance of NEWCA?
Sure. I want to tell a story where during our New Year event, we were planning to sell about 300 tickets due to the capacity of the place and the food we're preparing. Eventually, we actually have a lot of interest more than that. But we have to stop the ticket sale about a week before the event. However, after we stop the sale, we receive a really long email from a gentleman who comes from 2 hours away. He kind of like begged us to give their family a ticket. Why? It's because he and his wife have adopted a Chinese child from China a couple years ago. And they're trying so hard to let her learn about her root, her culture. But they don't know too much about Chinese culture, so there's really limited resource for them to find. And they keep searching online, looking for events and activity they can engage to. And they found our organization. They found this event. They were so excited, but the tickets were sold out. But eventually, we actually gave them free tickets to attend the events. We met them. They were so excited. They were in tears, actually. And the little girl had so much fun in our event. And we gave them Chinese gifts and tell them, in the future, if their little girl willing to learn about Chinese culture or participate in our dance groups or learn about Chinese and how to speak Chinese, we can help with that. They actually gave us another, like 1,000-word appreciation letter to say how much this means to them. And that gave me the courage and the motivation to continue do what we're doing right now, because there's a need in the community.
Mm-hmm. That is powerful. Okay. Fanni, is there anything the community can do to be helpful?
Yes, a lot, actually. Because I think I mentioned NEWCA is a completely volunteer-run organization. We rely on volunteers. So anybody wish to volunteer us, please just contact us. And at the same time, we're trying to organize huge events like the Dragon Boat Festival. We need hundreds of volunteers to help us. Even you have experience in organizing in those events or not, that's no problem. If you're younger, you have younger children, we can find something you can do to help us with. The other thing is that we still have 2 free boats to offer to the public. One is a veteran boat and the other one is youth boat. So if you have someone that interested be on the free boat and row with us, just contact me. We'll be gladly to put you into a team. Of course, we are going to continue to do the Dragon Boat Festival and our New Year celebration every year. We are actively looking for more sponsors to sponsor our event, and we are looking for donors. And at the last, is the most important thing. Just invite us to your cultural events if you have one. We have been into schools, we have been into the WISE, other organizations to showcase our Chinese culture, to perform. We love to do that. And we love to educate the kids about our culture. So if you have a need, contact us. We will be so happy to go out.
And Fanni, what would be the best way to contact you, both for those kind of events, but also if we wanted to volunteer at the Dragon Boat Festival?
Sure. So for the Dragon Boat Festival, we have a website, which is newdragonboat.com. So NEWDRAGONBOAT.com. You can find our contact information over there, and you can contact me directly by email. That's Fanni, FANNI, @NEWCA.org. At the same time, we do have an official website for NEWCA itself. It's really easy. It's NEWCA.org.
We will also make sure that we put those details in the podcast notes. All right, now on to the good part of the show, my favorite part personally, the shout out time. So Fanni, do you have anyone you would like to give some shout outs to?
I have a long list.
Yes.
That's the best.
We called ourselves Dragon Ladies because we are the Dragon Boat Committee that organized these events. And that does not only include members of NEWCA, but includes members from the community. They're like volunteering their time to help us to make this happen. So those people are Angie Lee, Lindsay Roque, Greta Alex, Anne-Marie Johnson, Jessica Williams, Beth Roberts, and Kyle Armstrong. I have to say it's Dragon Ladies and Kyle. Yeah. So I want to thank them so much for their commitment of being a dragon lady and Kyle. So every one of them has their full-time job, and they are able to make this large-scale event happen in a few months' time. And I want to thank all of them to contribute all their time and energy to create something that we believe that make our community better and stronger.
All right. Thank you so much, Fanny. All right, we're going to start wrapping up. And the first thing we want to say is, listeners, we are a work in progress. Please take time to let us know how we're doing. If you'd like to give us any feedback, or if you would like to be a guest, or if you would like to recommend any guests for future episodes, please reach out to us at diversity@appleton.org. Once again, that's diversity@appleton.org. And we do have one more request that we'd like to make. Listeners, we think we have something really special here. Please take the time to subscribe to this podcast and also to fill out reviews. There's reviews on Spotify. There's reviews on Apple. Just take the time. Let us know how we're doing, good, bad, or indifferent. And also subscribe. What it does is it helps us raise our profile so more people can learn about Appleton Engaged, because we think we have something pretty special going on here. So
Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. Stay engaged with us or get engaged.